Gunther attacked his own general manager on live television. Twice, anywhere else, that's a lawsuit and a pink slip the same day. In WWE, he's still got a match booked days from now like nothing happened. That gap right there is the actual story. Welcome back to WWE Galaxy, I'm Nova. I'm not going to walk you through the attacks again since you've already seen them covered everywhere. What I want to get into is the part almost nobody's actually answering. Why hasn't any of it cost him anything, and what does that tell us about how WWE actually thinks about a character like this? Go back to December, completely different situation. Gunther faced John Cena, and the finish left the crowd dead silent before they turned on Triple H himself, chanting at him on his way to the ring. That's about as bad a crowd reaction as a finish can get, the kind that usually signals a company misjudged the room badly. According to Fightful Select, Triple H was reportedly smiling backstage the entire time it happened, because the company believed that specific reaction to Gunther was exactly what they wanted. Sit with that for a second. The worse the crowd reacted to him, the happier the people running the show apparently were. A company genuinely looking for reasons to write him off doesn't smile through the exact moment fans turned on him. A company that sees this kind of hatred as him doing his job correctly does. And here's something I noticed digging into this. That same December stretch, multiple channels put out videos with titles almost identical to this one, claiming Triple H had fired him over that exact Cena finish. None of it was true. He never left the show, never got written off, was back the following week like nothing happened. So this isn't the first time people have assumed the obvious punishment was coming. It's at least the second. And both times the actual outcome was the opposite of what everyone predicted. That's worth remembering every time a new round of these videos pops up, because the pattern's already repeated itself once. Go back further than December and you'll see this isn't new territory for him at all. Gunther's entire run since coming to the main roster has been built around making people despise him in a way that gets under their skin, not just boo him the normal way crowds boo a heel. He's the guy who ended AJ Styles' career, ended John Cena's in-ring run, ended Goldberg's career too. Those aren't wins that get cheered ironically or turned into merchandise moments. Those are wins that leave people genuinely upset, and WWE has kept feeding him those exact matchups over and over on purpose for years. A character built entirely around provoking real anger doesn't stop being valuable the moment he provokes real anger at a general manager instead of a fellow wrestler. If anything, attacking actual authority just extends the same formula into a new target. This is him using the exact mold WWE built for him, just aimed somewhere new. If this kind of pattern spotting is what you come here for, tapping like and subscribing actually helps me keep digging into stuff like this. Let's get into why the business logic favors keeping him exactly as unhinged as he's been. Here's the thing about how this industry actually works. A performer who makes you want to see him lose is doing something a lot of wrestlers never manage to pull off. Real anger, real chants, real silence in a crowd that's the exact reaction companies chase and rarely get handed for free. Firing a guy for successfully making people despise him would be punishing him for doing his job better than almost anyone else on the roster. And think about what actually happens if WWE removes him right now. All that heat, all that anger built up over months just evaporates without a payoff. The audience never actually gets to see him answer for any of it. Keeping him around means eventually somebody gets to be the one who finally makes him face consequences on camera in a way that actually means something. Look at what WWE's actually done every single time this behavior escalates. Not a firing, a bigger match. After the first real blow-up, he got a tag team spot at Saturday night's main event, one of the biggest stages the company has outside the premium live events themselves. You don't hand somebody that kind of spotlight if you're preparing to write them off. You hand it to somebody whose chaos is currently worth building television around. Compare that to how WWE actually handles people they're genuinely finished with. Those situations tend to go quiet fast, a name disappears from television without a word, no segment addressing it, no follow-up of any kind. Gunther's story keeps getting louder instead. More matches, more confrontations, more screen time. The company's actions, not just insider quotes, keep pointing the same direction. I do want to give the other side a fair hearing here, because it's not a bad position. Attacking a general manager twice on camera is a different category of behavior than losing a match badly or getting an unpopular finish. Authority figures in this story have consequences attached to disrespecting them for a reason, and there's a real argument that letting Gunther keep doing this without any visible cost cheapens what those consequences are supposed to mean going forward. If WWE never actually makes him pay for it in a way the audience can see, some fans are going to to read that as the company simply not caring about internal consistency rather than a deliberate long-term plan. That's a fair concern, and it only gets resolved one way, by WWE eventually showing its hand. So if he's not getting fired, and the company's reportedly happy with how badly he's making people react, that points towards something bigger being built, rather than something being shut down. Companies don't usually invest this much heat into a character just to quietly bench him. They invest it because somewhere down the line, there's a receipt coming due. And the angrier people get in the meantime, the bigger that receipt tends to land when it finally arrives. So knowing all that, does it still feel wrong that nothing's happened to him yet? Or does it actually make sense now that you see how this usually works? Tell me your take in the comments. Like the video if this changed how you're thinking about it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll keep tracking this one closely. I'm Nova, WWE Galaxy. See you in the next one.